Great. So we're recording now. So before we get started with everything, can we just have everyone agree that we can share this video publicly with a thumbs up? Oh, Alexis is frozen. Johnny, we need to get a verbal from you because the thumb doesn't show up on the video.
Yes, you have like, yes.
Okay, great. Oh, and Alexis is back. Perfect. Okay, great. Thank you, everyone. Awesome to have that. I'm going to let Maria and Katie and Mariana, take over the meeting very shortly. I just want to say, I know that everyone here has been busy and stretched. I know I have been as well. I'm going through lots of waves of challenge and victory and challenge and victory, and I'm having that kind of cycle like daily, basically. So I understand that it's going around. I know that a lot of us are experiencing things like that. I want to say I didn't get to queue it up, so I'll have to send it to you guys later if I got captured it well. And I don't know how many of you got to watch the video that Alexis had commented on when I was talking about the dolphin energy and seeing the dolphins. Who here processed that video, went through that video where I was talking about the dolphin energy? Oh, just Alexis? Okay. So, all right, well, maybe just to give you reference, it was a video that I shot a couple weeks ago, and I was sharing that I haven't been in that kind of vibration. I used to live on Miami Beach. My apartment used to overlook the ocean. And when I was in a really high vibration, the dolphins would actually come and show up out in the ocean in front of my apartment. And there was even a couple times that they were close enough that I ran downstairs with my boogie board and went out into the ocean and was actually in the middle of the dolphins in the middle of the ocean off of Miami Beach. So it was really pretty amazing. And so when I was living there, they would only show up when I was in a really high vibration. So they really were like teaching me what the dolphin vibration was, like what vibration I had to hold in order for them to show up. And for a lot of months recently, honestly, I have not been seeing dolphins. And I've been at the beach a lot, and I've been looking for the dolphins, and they have not been coming. And I've known that I've kind of been in the throes of different energies. So I've kind of known, and that's what I even said on the video that Alexis commented on, was that I was like, I'm not holding a vibration of dolphin vibration right now. And I knew that. Well, finally, the other day, I think it was Saturday morning, I was at the beach, and I walked for like 2.5 hours on the beach. And then I went to my car to go get my bathing suit because I was going to go in the ocean. And I had my boogie board in the trunk, and I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to expect that the dolphins are going to be there, and I'm going to bring my boogie board. So I brought my boogie board, and I'm walking out onto the beach. And as I'm walking out onto the beach, and by the way, the water was like glass that day. And as I'm walking out onto the beach, like I see them jump up in the air out of the water just to make sure that I saw them. And I was just like blown away. And there was like more than one pod like coming back around and swimming around. And it was like a half hour that they were kind of like out and about in the water. Not quite close enough for me to dive in and swim out to them, but enough for me to see them. And they were repeatedly jumping out of the water. I'd never seen them jumping that much in the ocean before. So it was really, really amazing. So I think that's a good sign for us. And I think it portends that we're on the right path with what we're doing. There's a lot of things happening right now. There's a lot of connections being made that you guys are going to start to be more present to. You might have seen on the homepage, those of you in the executive team meeting last night saw the video with my friend Alex, who's on the website now, and other friends' videos will start to show up on the website as the leadership council starts to build out. And they'll start bringing in people, and this energy, our channels are starting to open for everything to flow. And we won't spend a lot of time on it now, but even with recruitment, some channels are starting to open. And Rebe made a connection with the University of Miami yesterday that now will probably do a showcase for the University of Miami within the next couple of weeks to, share what we're doing with students. And we'll just kind of keep doing that. So I just want to kind of set the stage for you guys because we're in the midst of a lot of excitement at the same time that we're kind of like wrapping up things for you guys. So, you know, I basically just kind of want to help renew, you know, this positive energy within our team, because I know that, you know, outside there's lots of things challenging our positive energy. So I want to make sure that we're really holding that strong, positive, you know, dolphin vibration here within the team, and that we're creating from that space. And with that power, we're able to go and create in the rest of our lives as well. Does that sound good to you guys? Awesome. Okay, great. So I'm going to take a step back. Thank you for the clap, Alexis, and the thumbs up, Katie. I'm going to take a step back and let you guys run the meeting. Although I do want to say, and I apologize for not giving more notice about this, but my thought is that for tonight's meeting, I think, unless you guys have some extra stuff, yeah, thank you, Alexis, for that message. Unless you guys have extra stuff beyond what I'm thinking about, I think we can actually get the meeting done pretty quickly tonight, and then use the rest of the time to actually be doing the work that we're going to talk about in the meeting. That's kind of like what I'd like to see, to finish up the meeting within 20 or 30 minutes if we can, and then have like a full hour that we can all be working on what there is for us to work on. And that way we can be connecting on chat during that time and supporting each other, and really get a lot of work done interactively together, but doing it, you know, in our worlds rather than continuing to be in the meeting. Does that sound good to you guys? Okay, great. Okay, great. So with that, I will take a step back and take it away, Katie, Mariana, Maria. Thank you guys. Let's give the leaders a hand for the job that they're doing, leading. Thank you, leaders. And thank you, team, as well. Let's give the team a hand, Alexis, Sava, Johnny, and Renasia. Thank you guys for all the work that you guys are doing, all the commitment to everything we're doing. I greatly appreciate it. The world greatly appreciates it. So thank you very much, and take it away.
Okay. First off, I have to say I cannot relate to the ocean thing. I'm terrified of the ocean. I think it's because I'm from a landlocked state, but no thank you. Okay, I'll go ahead and share my agenda.
Okay. I definitely still check for sharks when I'm swimming. It's hard to get away from that.
Even in lakes, I'm uneasy. Okay, so yeah, 3 big things. Yeah, we should be done fairly quickly. We, the combined leaders and Jared, are coming up with a new time tracker. I know you guys have gotten used to the old time tracker, and thank you everybody for inputting your hours. I saw that everybody input everything, so thank you so much for doing that. But okay, so here is the new time tracker. It looks pretty similar. It's a little more large, I guess. So we're gonna kind of combine this and the team hours or sheet that you fill out every week. So you're gonna have your estimated hours over here, and we're gonna kind of divide your tasks into the different teams that you're on. It's kind of muddy since this is a combined team, but we'll figure it out. And then you're gonna have your tests, your actual hours, your results, and then that's the same. So a little explanation for the estimated hours. As you can see, we kind of used Alexis's as an example. This is not necessarily true data, but okay, so you're gonna have your total estimated hours is the first line, and then you're gonna do, so you can see this corresponds to this research. So she's going to put aside 6 hours for research, and then down here 6 hours for production. And then that is also further broken down into the 2 tasks that she has for research. So she's going to put 4 towards showcase preparation, and then 2 towards individual research. Again, these are not necessarily true. These are just kind of examples, like this is how it works. So we're gonna try to have that completely set up probably by tonight, which also goes into our new protocol for the time tracker. So what we want you guys to do is every day, at the end of the day, please put in a little green check mark into the chat, which will signify I've put in my time into my time tracker. This is even if you're not going to put any hours in that day, just so we know that you've seen it, it's accurate for that day. Again, even if it is 0. And if you don't have that green little check mark in, one of the team leaders will check in with you by 10 a.m. Eastern the next day. This is also when this is going to be due. We really would prefer if you got it in that night, but if something comes up and you can't get it in until early the next morning, totally understandable. And the follow-up will be private between the designated team leader and you. Again, just in case something personal comes up that you don't want in the chat, so don't worry about that. We will follow up. You can explain. We will get it fixed. No issues. The only issue is if you continue to miss, and then we will have further chats. But I know you guys, you'll be fine. So again, every day, at the end of the day, green check mark. That's all you need. Again, even if that is 0 hours, totally fine. That's all we ask. And you will get follow up if you do not put that in the chat. Does that make sense? Any questions for that? Yeah.
Well, I just want to say it's in the combined team chat that we want to have you share your green check mark. So just so everybody is clear, not the individual team and not the full team, but the combined team chat. So everybody got that? Okay, good. And yeah, and like Katie said, really, we've put in the mechanism for the leaders following up with people that have missed it, but we don't want to have the leaders have to follow up. Where we put in this system so that it can stay top of mind for everybody. Can I start sharing, Katie?
Yeah, go for it.
So let me pull it up. Actually, I don't have it up, so I'll pull it up once I have it up. Or you know what, Katie, can you go back to the time tracker and I'll just look off of what you have. The idea with the time tracker is that we want to be able to tune in on a daily basis to where everyone is at. So actually what I would like to do in this meeting as part of the meeting, if we can, if we have time, is to actually get the whole time tracker filled out right now with everybody's hours for this week and everybody's hours for all of the following weeks. And the reason we're putting in the hours for all of the following weeks, again, and this is estimated, so you can change it if things change as you get closer to those weeks. But most of us are at the very end of the time with the project, right? And I want everybody to see right here what your total hours left in the project are, because you don't have a lot of total hours left in the whole project, most of you. So when you look at it week by week by week and you add it up and you see, that you only have 30 hours left or whatever it is that you have left, it's going to help, really hit home the preciousness of each of these hours and why we're asking to keep track of it on a day-by-day basis, because I think, I strongly suspect that we didn't have all of our hours last week. I didn't look, so maybe Katie, you can bring up, you said that people filled it in and I haven't seen it yet. So maybe we can compare what got filled out and where we're at with all the hours that got logged compared to the hours that we had available last week. Because I don't know the rest of you, I don't know if you look, we talked about this in the executive team meeting, is that we had 66 hours available, from the 3 teams last week total. So 66 for the total. So the, yeah, so 66 total available. And the time tracker for last week, Katie? That's where I want to actually see what we ended up having for the numbers of hours. Okay, so this was last week. you know, we actually have to do, can you do a summation on the actual hours down at the bottom, Katie, of all that's been recorded?
Gosh. Oh, shoot. Okay, give me 1 second.
Yep, no worries. Okay, so the point of it is that I think we still are missing hours, right? In what we're estimating and then what we're actually recording. And so this week we're going to do our very best to, you know, close that gap that we've seemed to always have. And so the way we're going to do it again is on a day-by-day basis, knowing exactly how many hours you've, you know, said you're going to have for this week, how many you've gotten done so far. Like if you estimate that you're going to do, you know, 2 hours on Tuesday and then 2 hours on Wednesday, and then on Tuesday you only get 1 hour done, now you know that you need to find some other place to put that additional hour, you know, on Wednesday or Thursday that you have time to make up to hit your time target. Is everybody following me with that? So, you know, so the total recorded right now, help me with my eyes, is that 25.75?
Yes.
Okay, so 25.75 recorded. So maybe there was more hours that were done that just haven't been recorded, but still that's far less than half of what we had estimated we had available last week, right? We said we had 66 and now we've only recorded 25. And so I think there again, what you're going to sum there, Katie, isn't, you know, the total estimated, because if you go up, like Johnny's hours aren't there, I see, and there's others that, you know, it's not going to equal. But that's, again, that's where we want it to equal out. But even here, there's still a disparity between the estimated and the recorded. But if you go back to the team hours, Katie, for last week, yeah, so that's where if we look at research, production, and outreach, 27, 17, and 12. So that's where if you add those together, then you have 27 plus 29. So you have 56 there. So 56 hours, you know, that we estimated between the 3 teams for our combined team, and then 25 hours that we've recorded. So this week we've got, can you go to this week on the tab there on that same sheet, Katie? No, yeah. Okay, so now here we've got 30, 10, and 11. So we've got 51 hours this week. So now let's go and everybody look and see what your hours are for those 3 teams, add them up in your head, which is probably your total estimated for everybody here, right? So does everybody have their number of what their estimate is for the week? Yep. Okay. So now let's all go into the new time tracker. Can you share the link in the chat, please, Katie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now let's all go into that document and let's go ahead and put our estimated hours in. Let me actually start sharing if you don't mind, Katie. Okay, so, okay, great. So now everybody's getting in here. So actually that is last week. We can cut this column out because we're in the new week. So if you want to move it over, you can.
Just give me like 10 minutes and I can get onto mine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. So go ahead and put your estimated hours at the top, like Katie shared. Then you're going to put your full team, you know, next to that. Then you're going to break it down by your 2 teams. So everybody should be doing this. Full team, and then your 2 teams underneath. And then you can add rows when you need to add. Basically, everybody is going to have showcase preparation. Some of you are going to have individual research. The other thing that we're going to have, and maybe there's more on the agenda, but the other thing we're going to have is the interviews that we're going to do with each other. So actually, as I'm saying that, I'm realizing that perhaps there's other things to add to the task list. So why don't we pause this for a moment? It's great what you guys are doing. This is exactly what we want to do. So let's pause this for a moment so that Katie, Maria, and Mariana can continue with the rest of the agenda and let us know what else we have on our task list. And then as soon as we're complete with that, we'll come back here and finish this, and then we'll get right to work. Does that sound good to everybody? Okay, great. Okay, perfect. So take it away again. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for doing that. I really appreciate that we're really, working on this, because like we've talked about, this is the breakthrough that we need to have as an organization to be really on top of our hours and know how to predict hours and know how to get work done within allocated hours, all that sort of stuff. So this is really great. This is important work, and we're setting the stage for the next semester of students like we talked about. So let's all take a round of applause for ourselves. Thank you everybody for doing this. Really great. This is very helpful and very important. Great job, everyone. Awesome. Okay, take it away.
All right, let's go back to the agenda. Okie dokie. Okay. Okay, so all right. Okay, so weekly assignments. So from now on, as you can see, there's another little tab in the minutes called weekly assignments. Essentially what we're gonna do as team leaders is write out the assignments so you have in writing what you need to do. I think we were also gonna put it in the chat. Is that correct?
We didn't talk about that, but it sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna put it in the chat in the minutes, just so you guys have it to look at throughout the week and make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to. Also, Johnny, are you good for doing minutes this week?
Yes, I'm able to.
Cool, thank you. Okie dokie.
Thanks, Johnny.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna move interviews up. Yeah, so for interviews, essentially what's gonna happen is you have some team leaders assigned to you. I am doing Sabah, Renasia, and Johnny. And Maria, who are you doing?
Yeah, let me just look at it. Okay, I'm interviewing you, Katie, and Alexis, and I'm interviewed by Mariana.
I think that's everybody. Yeah, so we're going to, over the next couple weeks,
No, actually, I want to get that done by end of the week if possible, but by Tuesday at the latest.
Oh, okay. So within this week, we're going to contact you to see your availability for a little interview. I guess no more than an hour. We're going to have a set of questions that we'll ask you, and if it goes shorter, it goes shorter, but it won't go over an hour. So we're going to individually contact you to get your availability. So keep an eye out for our messages. It's just going to go over basically what you've done, how your experience has been, that kind of stuff. So we can do some little testimonial videos and start doing. Are they counting as exit interviews? We never clarified that.
Yeah, well, I'm still going to have an exit interview with everyone. So this will be more of like the testimonial videos for, prospective future students. And some of you have seen, you know, videos that we've done in the past, and we just, you know, we're refreshing the videos that we have now, basically, with the new information, the new students, the new things that we're doing. So you guys are, you know, creating the new, the new videos for that. Katie, can you actually do a couple of returns there? So what Johnny is typing is off the screen, so we're not seeing it. Perfect, thank you. So yeah, so I think that, yeah, ideally we're gonna have all of those testimonial videos done, like I said, by next Tuesday, so that over Thanksgiving I can do the video editing and get them all up online on the website. So does that work for everybody? And again, we're gonna schedule it into the time tracker right now. So we'll schedule when you guys can message each other to see when you're mutually available, get it all scheduled right now, and be all set for the rest of our week, along with our exit interview schedule or our testimonial video schedule. Does that sound good to everybody? Sound doable? Okay, great, great. Okay, please continue, Katie. Thanks.
Yeah, okay, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. The one thing I was gonna say is we're also we'll provide like the questions in advance. Like there's gonna be like standard questions that everyone's gonna be asked, and we'll provide those in advance so you guys will know what it is, and you can think about how you wanna answer it in advance if you're interested, and maybe even like find some examples of certain work that you wanna show, because that'll be part of it, is like you showing your work during the video. So that, again, you're imagining that you're doing this for prospective students that are maybe interested or trying to decide if they want to be a part of the team. So you're showing them what you've done, and, you know, how you learn things in the project that apply to what you learned in class, and all the different things that, you know, you wanted to hear when you were, you know, considering us as a project. Sound good? Okay, awesome. Okay, great. Thank you, guys.
Okay. And so for the last thing, this has to do with the showcase preparation. The team leaders, Jared and I, put together this little document that's kind of a step-by-step on how you are going to go about making sure that you have everything that you need in your showcase. I will go ahead and throw this in the chat. So we'd like you guys to basically follow this, and again, this way you'll make sure you have everything. Maybe there's something that you missed or didn't even think about, so hopefully this guide will make you have everything. If you have any questions, let us know.
Yeah, let's first of all, let's take a moment to thank and acknowledge Katie for creating this very detailed document for us. So great job, Katie, on putting this together. A lot of real thoughtful work to think about, you know, how this all breaks down. And we talked about, you know, in the executive team, that this is like this is a new format for us. The scalable action protocol is basically how we're going to break, you know, projects and actions down into these nano actions. And so this is like a process that we're going to be doing over and over in the future, you know, as a team, but also modeling for the world as the world starts to pick up on this type of process and starts to do it, to break everything down into nano actions. So Katie did a really great job with that. So it, like she said, it's very simple. Can you bring it back up, Katie? Mm-hmm. It's very simple, step by step, for everyone to, you know, be building the showcase the same. So there's a real consistency with what you're gathering and how you're gathering it and where you're storing it and all of that. So please, 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 everybody who, you know, gathering things for the showcase, which is everybody, please use this document and follow this protocol. Okay, you know, can we get a thumbs up from everybody to make sure that everybody's on board with following this protocol for what you're doing? Okay, great. Thank you guys for that. So perfect. So this is what we'll use, and then this will make it very easy step by step. And essentially, this is what we're about to do as we get finished with this meeting, we're all going to be diving into this process together. And that's where, again, we can use the chat in real time to ask questions of Katie and Maria and Mariana and make sure that we're all, you know, understanding all parts of it and getting it all done. Sound good? So I think Alexis and Johnny and Sabah, can you guys commit that as soon as we finish the team meeting, that between the end of the meeting and 7:30 Eastern, you know, when we would normally finish this meeting, that you'll be able to go through all the steps in here? Katie, can you scroll down a little bit so everybody can see all the steps? So, you know, it's going through the folders, it's going through the minutes, and then, you know, pulling some of the video clips out. So I think that you guys can do a, you know, example of this, at least, you know, within that amount of time. So does that sound good to everybody? Everybody can commit to working on this between now and 7:30 Eastern as soon as we finish? Okay, see a yes from Alexis, Johnny, Sabah. Does that work for you guys? Okay, great. From Sabah, thank you. Check from Johnny. Okay, perfect. Great. Okay, great, perfect. Thank you. Continue, Katie. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I had. Mariana, do you have anything?
Not really. You basically cover everything really good.
Yes, like Maria said, Katie covered everything. I just want to thank everyone else. It's been really good and we're going to do a great job.
Yes, yes, I feel really good about it. So now let's dive right back into the time tracker. Let me start sharing again. And let's get this finished up and then we can get right to work. So let's just keep doing what we're doing. So again, if you need to, go ahead and add some, you know, additional rows to give yourself space. So we've got showcase preparation. Some of you have individual research, not all of you, but some of you. And then the other thing that everyone, you know, will have is the interview. Some of you will be interviewing others, so, you know, be interviewed, and then some of you, it'll be interviewing others, and you can mark who you're interviewing. Okay, so any questions? I see a chat. Okay, great. Yes, Sabah. So while those of you are filling out the time tracker, Katie, Maria, or Mariana, which of you would like to explain that part of the document to Sabah?
I can go ahead since I wrote it. Okay, so yeah, for that, essentially what you're going to do is, so you've gone through the first step, which is finding documents that you worked on. Okay, so you found your documents, and then so you look at either when the document was created or when it was last edited, and then likely what you are going to find when you go back to the meeting minutes that correspond with that date is you either presented it or talked about it, and that should be in the meeting minutes. If not, you might have to go through the video, which I think that might be in, well, yeah, you might have to go through the video.
We should probably add, if they have to go through the video, we should probably add how people can use the transcript to quickly search the video without having to, you know, do a find in the transcript rather than have to actually view the video. You know, they can think of some keywords that they would have said in their presentation or about the document and then search for that in the transcript for the video.
Okay. I will add that in a minute. Okay, and then also I was suggesting basically going through all the available minutes that you have since you've been on the team and seeing if there's something that doesn't have a document attached. Like, I know for me, I've given tutorials on how to do the tagging system, and then also how I process my video that doesn't necessarily have a document attached to it. So that's basically what I was saying. Like, if there's something that isn't in the drive already, you and you know it exists, or you see it in the minutes, you can go and find a video of it, or process it through the next step. Does that make sense, Boz? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Katie. Okay, great. So let's, just for sake of ease, since Renasia isn't here, we'll move her down to the bottom so we can kind of see everyone's progress here. So Johnny, I think for you, it's pretty straightforward. You have the meeting minutes that you're going to process, and however much time, that should take. And then whatever, time you have left to do the showcase preparation, right?
Okay, I understand. Those are the two, okay.
Yep, those are the two tasks that you're going to add, along with the estimates for each of them. So Mariana, are you clear on the tasks? So you're also going to add showcase preparation, your interviews.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sabah, are you online and able to do this now as well?
Yeah, I'll do it now.
You're on now? Okay, great. So let me do some tutorial here and working in the spreadsheet. I don't know if everybody has as much experience, as much skill in doing it. So I'm going to do Sabah's for a moment, where Sabah currently has her showcase preparation up on the full team line. That should be a blank line. So we want to actually put the showcase underneath the research team as well as underneath the outreach team, because that's where Sabah is going to be, putting her showcase together basically based on, you know, what she's done in those different teams. Being interviewed, you know, it's, I guess we can put that under separately under the full team. So let's use this as a model for everybody. So you're going to do showcase preparation separately for each team. I mean, you can do it together. Maybe we do need to decide to do it together, because that also is going to be, you're going to be checking those meetings and those videos once. You're not going to be doing it 2 different times. So I think for sake of ease, right now, it doesn't seem like there's anything separate that we're doing within the separate teams, right? So I think to make things easier, let's just keep, for this week at least, just the full team and forget about breaking it down into 2 different teams. Does that sound like a good idea to everybody? So that way you can just combine everything and you can take out the separate teams. So let's just remove those lines. I'm going to go through and help remove them for you guys. So you can combine your showcase preparation into 1 showcase preparation. So Sabah, do you still have more individual research that you need to do on your research topic?
Yeah, I did my mixed message analysis. Half of the children vaccine analysis, I did it yesterday. I have to finish it this week.
Okay, so how many hours do you need to devote to that?
I'll add 1 hour.
1 hour for that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So you're going to add that now to your task and add the estimate for that?
Yeah.
So same thing, Alexis, do you have individual research that you need to do still?
Yes, I do.
And how many hours are you estimating for that for this week? Oh, you've got it here too, is that right?
Also, I have it wrong. Not 2 hours. That's where I'm getting like most of my hours from. I'll do 6 for that one because I did 12 for this week. So I'm gonna do 6 for that one. But then I need an hour for the interview, right?
Yeah, you'll need an hour for the interview. How much do you think that you need for the rest of the semester for the individual research?
I can say possibly is it okay if I put maybe like put it maybe later, because I don't know off the top of my head, or should I just put something right now and I can just change it like you said?
Yeah, I mean, you can change it. I'm just trying to let all of us see. That's the thing, is that when you don't put something there, then I don't have any idea. Katie doesn't have any idea. Nobody has any idea how much time you're still going to be spending on that for the rest of the semester. That's kind of why we need to project all of this. So if you just want to give some kind of estimate of you know, how many hours you're expecting, you know, the rest of the semester, then that gives us something to work with. So that's good.
Okay, no problem. I'm inserting it now.
Okay, great. That's perfect. And so you have 12 hours total is what you're estimating for this week?
For this week, yes, I may possibly go over. I'm just trying to see how, like, as far as school stuff also, because I know I got like 2 papers, so I possibly will go over, but I'm just gonna say 12.
Okay, that's great. So you've got 1 hour for being interviewed by Katie, 5 for individual research. So for your showcase preparation, you want to change that to 6 so it all adds up, or is there anything else that you need to add as an additional task?
Oh yeah, that does not add up. I'm sorry. I'll change it to 6.
That's okay. All right, yeah, I think that covers all the tasks. Are there any other tasks that you can think of that you have this week?
No, that's all I can think of.
Okay, and so Johnny, can you fill in your estimate of your hours for the upcoming weeks, and you as well, Katie? And Maria, I see you start to do that. Yes, Alexis.
Should I add on to the last week? Should I add an hour interview with you for like the final interview?
Yeah, that's going to be included, but you don't have to break that out at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, we could be adding that level of detail, all the tasks that are coming up in the coming weeks, but that would make this a little too big with tasks. So let's just keep the task for this week that we're focusing on, and then just include those hours in our like full hours, and then we'll allocate those hours later. Sound good? So we don't have to do all the individual breakdown of all the estimated hours. I had Alexis do it for her individual research, just kind of to see where we were at with that. But it's just the total hours that Johnny is doing, and Katie is done, and Maria is doing, and Mariana is doing, to kind of show us what the estimated hours are going to be for the total project. I don't know why these are hyperlinks, but let's get rid of the hyperlinks here. Okay, so good, Sabah, you've got your estimated hours in there. Although this is, is this meant to be an hour and a half, Sabah? Or is that, for individual research, or is that 1?
Yes, I'm thinking hour and a half, but I will let you know if I finish it in 1 hour.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying if we want to make it an hour and a half, let's actually just make it 1.5 rather than 1 hour and 30 minutes. We'll do it in fractions instead of minutes. And so then if that's going to be, if you're going to make that 1.5, then you want to make your showcase preparation 1.5 as well to add up to your 4. And any of you that are taking minutes in any other meetings, then make sure you add, your minutes as part of what you have to get done as well. It looks like we're almost all done. Maria, are you able to add your estimated hours for the additional weeks as well?
Yeah. Oh,
perfect.
Oh, yeah, I have to complete.
Okay, great. Okay, and as you do that, as Johnny adds his hours for the additional weeks, then we can go ahead and wrap this up. And this is great. I appreciate everybody doing this. So now, again, just to be really clear, so we're in Tuesday. You can later put what you did on Monday in terms of hours. But now for Tuesday, and actually we talked about this the other day. Let me just do this. we're gonna move Monday to the end of the week, because what you're gonna do is basically go from this meeting to the next Tuesday, right? So we're changing the start of our week here and tracking from Tuesday to Tuesday, because our meeting is from Tuesday to Tuesday. So this way you can look at what hours you have left before the next meeting. So by next Monday, you'll still have hours to do before the next meeting on Tuesday. Does that make sense? So thank you, Alexis, for the thumbs up. So basically, again, when you're done, so those of you that are going to do any work now, and you can at least put, at least 0.5. Everyone's going to do at least 0.5 for the showcase preparation right now from 7 to 7:30. So everybody can do at least that. So this is where you're estimating what you're going to do on Tuesday, right? And then you can estimate what you're going to do on Wednesday. So actually, let's do that before we move on. Let's get this part done at least. So let's take what your total estimated hours are for your showcase preparation, and let's divide it up over the coming days. So Alexis has 6 hours. She's going to put at least 0.5 for Tuesday, and then she's going to decide how she's going to divide the rest up over Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So can you do that now, Alexis? And can everybody do that? Go to your showcase preparation, just like Katie just did, and take whatever your total estimate is for that, and then go ahead and divide that over the coming days, deciding which days you're estimating when you're going to do it. So that's great, Maria, Mariana, perfect. So Sabah, can you do that as well? Do you know what I'm saying there? Any questions? Alexis is asking for someone to add for her. Sure, Alexis. So how do you want to divide your 6 hours up over the coming days, Alexis?
I know I can add can you just add like the 0.5 in there for me today?
Yeah.
For the week, today is Tuesday. So I can do, I have 12 hours this week. No, stop.
Yes, for the moment, we're just focusing on the 6 for the showcase preparation. So you want to do something like okay. 2 on Wednesday, 2 on Thursday, and 1.5 on Friday.
That's fine. And then if anything, I'll switch it around.
Yeah, exactly. You can change it later. Just remember that when you send your check mark at the end of the day, what you're doing is you're signifying that the number that it shows for that day is the actual number that you actually did, right? So actually, we should have, I'm not sure that what we need to do is we actually need to have a differentiator between what's been done, what's actually done, and what's still an estimate. So what do you guys think is the best way to do it? Should we do it with a comment, or should we do it with a color, or should we do it with bold, or what's the best way to signify that something is an actual hour versus an estimated hour?
I think bold.
Yeah, I think bolding would be the most visual.
Okay, so that's perfect. So as soon as when you're ready to do your green check mark and send it in the chat, that's where you're going to go through all of your hours for that day. So we're on Tuesday. I'm going to use Alexis as an example. So she's not going to be interviewed by Maria tonight, let's say. Let's say she's not going to do any individual research tonight. Let's just say she's just going to do her showcase preparation, being interviewed by Maria in individual research. So this is actual. Let's say she's done with Tuesday. Now she goes ahead and bolds that. Then she goes ahead and sends her green check mark. Does that make sense? So that's going to be the procedure. Is the green check mark means that you've bolded all of your tasks for today, whether you had 0 hours or whether you had some hours, you've confirmed that those are the actual numbers for today. And then you bold it and then you send the check mark. Does that make sense? Any questions about that? Does everybody get that? Let me see thumbs up from everybody just to make sure that everybody is following and everybody's good with that. Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Okay, good. So is there anything else? So what we're going to do, because again, we want to get to actually, doing the showcase preparation now. Is there anything else? Any other questions about the time tracker? And then the other thing is that for the rest of the estimates, I want to have everybody do the estimates for every task for all the days. So you should have, and again, let's make this by today. So if you do have to spend time on this right now before you get to the showcase, that's fine, because this is the priority. I want to have this completed by tonight. Is that doable for everybody, that you can fill in all the estimates for all your tasks for all the upcoming days? Again, knowing that you can change it if you need to as it goes, but at least we have it all filled out for all our tasks for all the days. So Alexis and Mariana, I've got thumbs up. How about Johnny and Sabah? Katie, I see. Maria, I see. Johnny, Sabah. Okay, perfect. Okay, great. So that's really great. I'm really happy about that. That's going to be our new standard as well, is that by the end of the evening of our meeting, so by the end of Tuesday evening, we've got our whole time tracker mapped out for us for the whole week. So that way all of the leaders, as well as myself, can go in and see where everyone's hours are, and we can day by day make sure that people are making progress or they're rescheduling and people aren't getting behind and all of that. So does that sound good? Everybody on board with this system? Everybody happy with it? Thumbs up from everybody. Sabah, Alexis, I get the clap. Great, thank you. Sabah, we good?
Yeah.
Okay, great, awesome. Okay, perfect. So that really covers everything that I wanted to cover. We've got our time tracker all set, and by the end of tonight, we're going to have it all completely filled out for the week, which is awesome. And you guys are going to start to go into the showcase preparation. And then also you guys are going to connect with each other one-on-one to set up your interview times with each other by next Tuesday at the latest, if possible, okay? But even by Friday, if you can fit it in this week. Sound good? Okay, great, great. So that's it for me. I'll leave it to Katie and Mariana and Maria to wrap it up. Thank you guys. Let's have a round of applause for everybody for all the great work tonight. Really great progress for the whole project. Thank you guys, really awesome. And thank you leaders for supporting with everything. And thank you everyone else for all that we're doing, really great. I really appreciate you guys. I'm excited for what we're doing. So take it away.
Yeah, thank you all so much. Yeah, I think the time tracker is gonna work really well. Yeah, be sure to keep on track of that. Yeah, so be free, yay. Thank you for the good work this week.
Yes, awesome. Thank you guys. Have a great night. See you. Bye-bye.